Rotom V-STAR is not exactly what most players would call a good card. The only placement it had was at the Yokohama Champions League, where it made top 8, which is extremely respectable. In a field of 3,100 plus players, top 8 with Rotom V-STAR was mind-boggling. Though the deck list was never revealed to my knowledge, and there was a moment where Western players were wondering if Japan had figured something out that we didn't. Well, the answer is no, they probably didn't come up with some incredible list that beats the top meta decks like Lost, Tina, Sable's Heart, etc., but it's still interesting that it topped one of them. Since then, Rotom V is the only card that has actually seen play, namely in Charizard EX nowadays and Snorlax Stall. But today, I'll be showing you neither of those decks. It's 2024, let's show you the real sauce. I've been in the lab, brewing up an electrifying deck to kick off the new year. Let's talk about Rotom V-STAR. Again. Let's begin with the star of the show, or should I say stars? No, Rotom V-STAR actually isn't the main star of the show here. The main stars of the show are these guys, the new technical machines from Paradox Rift. What's important about them is that you can discard them at the end of your turn if they've been attached to a Pokemon. This means that you can turbo tools to your discard through Squawk and Seize, using Squawkabilly EX, Ultra Ball, Professor's Research, and even ending your turn. This makes this deck significantly more consistent than any other build that came before this. Now, let's talk about Rotom V-STAR itself. Rotom V-STAR has the attack Scrap Pulse, which for 2 lightning energy, you can do a base 80 damage and 40 more per tool that you send from your discard pile to the Lost Zone. Rotom can swing for big damage this way, and I have knocked out Charizard EXs, and the V-STAR was the boost that the base V needed for this deck to even be playable. Now, sending cards to the Lost Zone means that the amount of cards in your Lost Zone is non-zero. Enter Cramorant. Oh, Cramorant. A card in basically every Lost Zone box. But this ain't no Lost Zone box. Cramorant has the ability Lost Provisions that allows it to attack for free if there are 4 or more cards in the Lost Zone. This in tandem with Rotom V-STAR sending cards to the Lost Zone makes these two cards a very synergistic duo. On top of that, if you still have TMs in your hand or deck, you can use the attacks on those TMs for free due to ruling with Cramorant's ability. I won't get into it, but just trust that once you have 4 or more in the Lost Zone, you can use the attacks on those TMs with Cramorant for free. This makes Cramorant a much more potent attacker, being able to devolve, energize, evolve, and blind shot for no cost. Now, you might be wondering, how are we getting those tools? Well, with the help of Town Store from City in Flames and Tool Box from Lost Origin. Town Store lets you search your deck for a tool, and the Tool Box lets you look at the top 7 cards of your deck and put any amount of tools you find there into your hand. This means you can fill up your whole board state with tools, your hand with tools, and eventually throw those tools into the discard pile. That way you can start attacking with Rotom, and once you start attacking with Rotom, you can start attacking Cramorant for free. And you can kind of just see how this can snowball together. Now, enough about the deck. I could go on about how to play the deck, but it's probably better if we just saw this bad boy in action. We are struggle busting. I spent like 9 hours working on Garbodor Tool Drop. We're switching over to Rotom for a little bit to chill. Alright, let's cook. We're in this, right? Surely. Oh my god, starting Squawk. I'm not a fan of starting the Squawk, but you know what? That's fine. I think instead of Squawk and Seizing, we might Toolbox first, even though I haven't thinned my deck very much. Or what's another line I can take? I can Ultra Ball away Iono Experience Share, attach return, find Miraidon, Miraidon finds 2 Rotoms, and then I can research. Yeah, I should probably just do that instead. I hate researching away Roxanne. I mean, I'm gonna end up Squawk and Seizing anyway, so I do just have to do that, right? So yeah, we need to get all of our tools in the toolbar in the discard first, so we'll just do this and this. I don't think I'm gonna be behind this game. At least we're just gonna hope we're not gonna be behind this entire game. Do this, we'll tandem unit. Put a Rotom. Do this. Give me some tools. Devolution. You know what? 1 tool is better than no tools. And now we'll research that way. Found some more tools. That's probably fine. I do want to find... use Town Store to find Turbo Energize. That way I can power up some of these jobs. I'm gonna Ultra Ball these away. Find myself a Cramorant, then the deck out just a little bit more so I can Squawk and Seize into something I need. I'm pretty happy with that actually. So we can go TM, Experience Share on one of these. Turbo Energize onto this and this. That way if this gets KO'd, or one of these gets KO'd, this, the energy gets moved on to the Experience Share one. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That's probably fine. Turbo Energize. 1, 2. Here and here. So we're playing against Lost Tina. I'm not quite sure how to beat this matchup, but we'll figure it out, I guess. If they knock out the Squawkabilly, which I kind of want them to do, but I don't think they're going to get there this turn. But if they get there, then I can start setting up my Cramorant and then doing cool single pricer things. Let's see, what have they given up? Rope and Tina. Nothing really that I care about. You can see the cards away water. They have 2 in the Lost Zone and they somehow don't have a chorus to play. That's very interesting, actually. I don't want to Iono them then, because they probably just have a bricky hand. Might be Town Storing just to shuffle the deck, because I don't think Lost Tina runs any tools. It shouldn't. There's some versions that run Sealstone, but I don't think 4 Sealstone's very good in Lost Tina. Anyway, I think they're just trying to shuffle the deck, which makes a lot of sense. If you don't have a chorus, and you flyer selected and didn't find a chorus, you just shuffle the deck. So that makes a lot of sense to me. Energy and then Giratina, Abyss Seeks, yeah. Because they need to start setting up their Lost Zone and they don't have anything situated. I have KO this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, sure, Gust Miraidon, that's fine, I have Switch in hand. They're gonna Abyss Seeks, which means my Town Store stays in play and they didn't play Path to the Peak, which is massive. Not playing Path to the Peak here allows me to just KO this Giratina, and then what I can do is I can go Cramorant onto Comfy. If they promote Greninja, I just do base 80 times 2 because Greninja's weak to Lightning. Base 80 on the Rotom V-Star, so hopefully we find some juice off this toolbox. I would love to find some juice off this toolbox. I think it's correct to search for a tool first. I think we want Sealstone off this, that way my toolbox can find some things that I don't need. So we'll Sealstone onto you. We have Rotom V-Star in the discard. Toolbox first. Finds Devolution and this. And I like the idea of doing Devolution here. So now this can get an energy. This is deterring things from OHKOing it. I can attach for turn. Probably hold the Devolution because I think I'm gonna insert Star Alchemy for a research here. And if I don't find the Rotom V-Star, that's fine because I do have KO. Sick, dude. Okay. Rotom V-Star. Now I need less items to KO. I can throw Blindside here. Motivate can actually put some energies back into play if they decide not to KO the Squawkabilly, which is actually really, really cool. So I do base 80, so 220 minus 80 is 140. 140 divided by 40. I'm going to need 4 items to KO. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, you always promote Comfy here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items left in the discard. They have to get another Giratina set up here, and it's gonna have to be a basic. Off this Nest Ball, they should find the second Comfy though. Because you're gonna want to draw into that Giratina, yeah. Flower selecting, hard retreat off the Comfy, promote Cramorant or something, do a little bit of chip damage, but they also need to find Giratina. Because they can't win this with just single prizers. At least in Lost Tina, you can't win this. It's going to be very, very hard to set up your 6 prizes with purely Cram and Sableye. Because I'm just going to win the prize race. I'm already 2 prizes up. So, yeah, you're going to want to set up a Giratina this turn. They found the chorus, which is huge. Off this chorus, they need to find Giratina and other things. That's pretty nice. Found 2 VIP pass off the chorus. Easy decision. Yep. Chorus first, then flower selecting, retreat, flower selecting again, switch card into a Cramorant. Should be the play here. Was that a chorus? That other card must have been real important. Because they just found a chorus, and they lost on a chorus, so I don't know what that other card is. Oh, they just have Jet Energy. That's interesting. So there's 1, 2, 3 Jet Energy in play, Rope, and then they're gonna Rod, Water, Psychic Tina, probably. I think it's a little too early to use Rod. I don't think they need to use the Rod here, unless they prize checked and they know that that's the only Tina they have. I'm Lost Tina main, so I know the lines, like, gets the back of my hand, so... That's a switch, I think? Yep. I think they're at 8. Okay. They found the Tina, that's huge. They found the Cram, retreat, and then swing with Cram. I have a pretty good line here to just... Okay, never mind. Not anymore. Let's see what I can brew up here, because they might just retreat, spit with Cram, and then I need to KO Giratina. I believe that is their second boss, though. Oh no, that's a counter catcher. Gotcha. Okay, interesting. Turbo Energize will not get me there. Let's play the Heavy Ball. 2 Lightning, Research, and the thing. I think we'll put this here. Town Store, see what we have in deck. Blindside. No more switches available. So I do just kind of have to give that up. Do I have enough to KO Tina V-Star though? That's the question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have just enough to KO Tina V-Star. But I need to find the Rotom V-Star as well. Let's force them to have a response. And then I'll instant charge. Do I have Super Rod in deck? I think I do. Mirage Gate. Yeah, Mirage Gate is active now. Tina V-Star here would probably be fine if they find the Tina V-Star. I don't know if they have it though. Let's see if they have it. Also, since they only have one 2-prizer in play, I have to go 2-1-1 to win this game. Which is entirely possible with Cramorant. They did find the Tina V-Star. I kind of need them to KO this Miraidon, though. Please KO this Miraidon. That'd be kind of cash money. There's no way they don't have a response, right? Surely. Because they lost on a chorus. Well, they have the energy. Oh my goodness. Okay. Maybe they're trying to dig for counter catcher onto the Rotom V. Oh! I like that. I really like that. They're just going aggro. They're not even promoting a Comfy or anything like that. How many gates are they down? That's one in the discard, one there. None in their lost zone. They KO this. That's fine. We're tied on prizes now. We'll promote this. And this is where I want to start putting some cards back into my deck here. I definitely want the Rotom V-Star back, and I probably want this energy back, and I think I want the Cram, so I think now's a good time to use the one of Super Rod. We'll do this, this, and this. And now I can check the deck to see what we have left in terms of resources. Got both our Rotom V-Stars, Iono Research, and this. I think that's fine. I can take the KO on Tina though, and I think I have to, so 80, 200, I need 5 items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 200 plus 80 is 280. Kerbam. So now if they take a KO on this Rotom V-Star, I can move an energy onto one of these guys here. That is all of my Gust options except for Counter Catcher, which is currently turned off. It could still be handy because I can force them onto odd prices, but that KO on the Giratina is actually pretty massive. I think if they don't KO me this turn, I'm gonna need to attach an energy somewhere here. Do they have 10 the lost zone? They have 8. So they've given up on the Tina game plan, and they're just going to go single prizes for the rest of the game. There are 4 prizes in play, so it is possible that they can get the 4 prizes, but it's going to be a tall ask with just Sableye. So there's 350 HP between my 4 prizers that they need to KO. That's going to take him 3 turns with Lost Mine, which by then would have been too late. Because I can attack for free with Cram now, and my Squawkabilly has an energy on it, which is fine. I have an energy in hand unless they Roxanne me right here. Roxanne probably wouldn't hurt too much because I also have Iono, Research, and some energies in the deck, which will get me out of the Roxanne. So, should be good. Escape Rope. We probably promote Cramorant here. I think that's probably fine. It also puts them in Roxanne range. I don't have Roxanne anymore though, just because I discarded it early. I don't... Okay. So they got 10 the Lost Zone now. They need Attach from hand or Mirage Gate. I don't think they should Mirage Gate here, just because they only have 2 left. Counter Catcher, sure. Counter Catcher is Rotom with no energy on it. They don't know. Okay, cool. Roxanne here is really good for them. They kind of have to Roxanne here. I find Iono. That's pretty sick. Roxanne Path is strong play. Roxanne Countercatcher Path. That's like the play for a Lost Tina player. So, yep. They need to ping some damage onto this Rotom V, because if this Rotom stays at full HP, then the box is still active. So they need to ping some damage here, and then they probably need to ping some damage on the Squawkabilly. If I top deck energy here, though, I think I just attach retreat into Cramorant, because I do want to save some items in here for the Rotom VSTAR. Max damage output of like 160 left. They shouldn't be knocking out the Rotom VSTAR though. They should be putting damage on the Rotom V. That's okay. Counter Catcher, Iono. Rotom VSTAR is probably fine. We'll throw the VSTAR here, I think. Is there a reason to VSTAR the active, actually? Let me think about that. Yeah, I think we just VSTAR this one. I can Town Store, see what's in the deck, but I have all of my outs in there. I just gotta draw into them. And I drew into my outs, so Roxanne Path Countercatcher did its job. I needed energy this turn. I needed to take a KO this turn, actually. That was really important that I took a KO this turn. But, no, I cannot do that. If I took a KO this turn, they could not have come back from this, but because I didn't, it's going to be tougher for me to win this one. No Roxanne, no second Roxanne, which is really important. I need this energy to win this game. So now instead of promoting the 2 prizer, we just promote the 1 prizer. What they lost on there? Chorus and Tina. Path? Sure. That's fine. They'll get to Lost Mine a second time. Now there's 123, 10 HP in play between this and this. Or 170 plus 120, so 290 between the Rotom VSTAR and the Squawkabilly. They need 2 turns. They need 3 turns still with Sableye. And then I still need 2 turns to win. So I'm just barely ahead, but I need to, like, do it this turn. I need to take a KO this turn. I don't know why they're targeting the Rotom VSTAR, but that's fine. It should have been Rotom V to begin with. So there's 110 here. That's Cramorant. We'll do this. We'll attach retreat into Cramorant. And I'll spit innocently. And now they need to take 4 prizes this turn or they lose. I don't think they can do that. So this has 130, this has 120, this has 110 on it. Sableye can't do more than 120 damage total or 12 damage counters, so I think I just win. Also, for anybody that's wondering, the deck list is right above me. When I hopefully make this into a video. Yeah, should be... This was a really cool match to try to navigate. Yeah, really aggroing, going after those Tinas really mattered. Sure, Rotom V. Boss's orders. They didn't Roxanne me, I have win in hand, so... I think I'm gonna win on Cram instead of winning on Rotom V-Star, just because I want to stun on them with Cramorant, the one card that their deck also uses, and they didn't even utilize themselves too much. So they used it like once. Oh no, not my Rotom V-Star. That sucks, man. And that is GG's. Attach, retreat, and spit innocently. They didn't set up their board state very well at the beginning, to be fair, but I don't also think they played that very well either. But it is what it is. Well, GG's. Beat Lost Zone Tina with Rotom V-Star. Let's go. Okay, I'm just gonna be giving my closing thoughts on this deck. Yeah, deck is super fun to play. It is probably the most fun I've had playing Pokemon in a hot minute. The deck can absolutely pop off if you get that turn 1, find like 3-4 tools with toolbox, squawk and seize to find more tools, and then research. That first turn feels so good if you can hit that. I think if I remember correctly, I might have done something like that in the showcase game where I played this deck. But yeah, deck is so fucking sick. I want to talk more about my choices and more specifically about the counts of TMs and the rest of the tools. Because I think optimizing the amount of TMs and the other tools took the longest while I was developing this list with my playtesting partners. I knew that I wanted to go blind second with this deck because Turbo Energize is super good for Rotom. Rotom's attack taking 2 lightning energy kinda sucks. Because you would have to attach for turn and then take turn 2 to attach again. And that only sets up 1 Rotom. But with Turbo Energize, you're able to attach Turbo Energize onto any Pokemon, attach 1 colorless energy, or 1 basic energy to fulfill that colorless energy requirement. And for us, we're using Basic Lightning to do that. You can start powering up 1 Rotom, 2 Rotoms in that initial turn going second. So that just puts this deck just it makes this deck significantly more playable, because before you didn't have that kind of turbo build. You would rely on things like Flaffy, like Dynamode or Flaffy, to put energies from the discard into play. Now, you can just do things like attach Experience Share, and then you can turbo Energize that same turn, and then, you know, let's say you baited your opponent into knocking something out in the active with that basic energy that you used to turbo Energize. That energy just goes onto the thing with Experience Share. You can probably find another energy using Research or Iono. You run 9 energies, so you should be able to just naturally draw into your energies, especially if you're thinning your deck out of all of these TMs and items. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the counts for each of these TMs. I will have the full deck list up on, I think, my left. You guys will be able to see it, so let's talk about it. For Turbo Energize, again, I like going blind second with this deck because Turbo Energize, again, makes this deck significantly more playable. I can set up things like Rotom V. I can even use Miraidon as an attacker if I really wanted to. But of course, the star attacker is Rotom V-Star. But Turbo Energize, really important. Blind second, attach onto active, attach return, because you only need 1 energy to use it. And then you just dump energies from your deck into play. That shit's sick. 2 evolution TMs. This count was originally 3, but then I realized that the evolution TMs aren't actually that good. You really want to throw energies into play using Turbo Energize. So evolution, it's kind of just there. Next is the 2 count of Blindside. This was a 3 count, but wasn't a huge fan of Blindside because I never really got to use it. Most of the time, if I'm trying to use Blindside, I'm either like really struggling and trying to catch up and ping some damage somewhere where I have already damaged something, because one of the drawbacks to using Blindside is that the Pokemon that you're trying to do damage to has to have damage counters on it already. So that makes Blindside a little bit more difficult to use. I initially had a Holucha in this deck, but it was just getting way too clunky, and yeah, Blindside is still good. It can be good, which is why I still run it, but just a lower count this time. The really interesting TM in this deck is TM Devolution. For 1 energy, or I guess for free if you're using Cramorant later on in the game, you can put your opponent's most evolved stage, or like the highest stage Pokemon, into their hand or something. And this applies to all of their Pokemon, not just their bench. This is particularly important in things like the Chien-Pao matchup and the Charizard matchup. And the reason why it's so important is because Baxcalibur can tank a hit from Cramorant, and that's fine. Charizard can tank a hit from Cramorant. Hell, Charizard can tank a hit from Rotom V-Star. That shit's tanky. But that's okay. What cannot tank a hit from either of those 2 Pokemon are Frigibax and Charmander/Charmeleon. Both of those things will get knocked out from the damage cost from Rotom V-Star or Cramorant if I can devolve the Charizard, or if I can devolve the Baxcalibur. So, Devolution, super sick card in this deck, because you can just devolve the things that are in play once you have some damage on some of these things, and you might be playing from behind for a little bit, but then all of a sudden, you might just be so far ahead that your opponent can't set up multiple attackers at the same time. And that's what makes this deck so cool. You can play ahead and remain in the lead, or you can play from behind and then suddenly be in that lead. It's so dope. 4 count of Ultra Ball, obviously to discard these tools. Oh, speaking of the tools, I gotta cover the rest of the tools. My bad. Experience Share, I really like 2 of them. It was a 1 count, but I increased that to 2 after changing some things around with the Blindside and Evolution counts, because experience share is just really, really important in being able to chain Rotoms together, because you're not always going to have like 4 energies in play. You might have something like 3 energies in play and like no energies in the hand, so you have to rely on experience share to be able to move those energies around. That's pretty much it. 1 of 4 Seal Stone. You don't need 2. If you find yourself needing 2, I honestly don't know what you're doing. You should just attach, use it, and then if the Seal Stone is on a Pokemon that's about to get knocked out, that is probably the most optimal, because you want that Seal Stone in the discard as soon as you finish using it. So if that Pokemon's about to get knocked out, make sure that that Pokemon with the Seal Stone is going to get knocked out, and then, you know, you get the benefit of using the Seal Stone, the 4 Seal Stone, and then you also get the benefit of increasing your tool count in your discard pile. Box of Disaster is the final tool in this deck, and I think Box of Disaster just makes this deck so good. Well, maybe not good, but like it is better than what it could have been. Box of Disaster says that if this Pokemon were to get knocked out, it's a Pokemon V, to get knocked out, you can put 8 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. What this does is that you can deter your opponent from one-shotting a basic Rotom V, or if your opponent tries to be smart, you know, pings a couple of damage onto something with Box of Disaster, that's also fine. But the important part is, if your opponent does take a KO on something with Box of Disaster, you need less tools to KO something with Rotom V-Star, and that's just so important. 8 damage counters is the equivalent of getting hit by like 2 tools on, like, yeah, that's an increase in 2 tools, because Rotom V-Star's attack does 40 more per tool that you lost on. That's 8 damage counters. That's 2 tools. So Box of Disaster can really save your resources in the long run. As for supporters, I got 4 research and 2 Iono. It was 3-3. I just felt like the researches were more important. You need to find your resources. Iono, you know, 2 count is fine, because we have Roxanne. Roxanne, you can force your opponent onto odd prizes, so if they KO Rotom, promote Cramorant, swing with Cramorant, they can take a KO on Cramorant, and now all of a sudden they're in Roxanne range. They're not expecting it, so Roxanne is really, really good. 2 boss, perfectly fine. I never really found myself wanting more gust options, really. 1 switch is fine. The switch does occasionally matter. 1 Arven, this was 2. 1 Arven is fine, because again, you're just naturally drawing into so many cards with research and Squawkabilly and stuff like that, that you really don't need Arven to find you toolbox to find you more tools. Arven is good for finding things like Counter Catcher when you're behind. It's good for finding Super Rod when you need to recycle things like Cramorant. And Energies, especially the Energies. You'll find yourself in a position where you might have to Ultra Ball away Energies. Super Rod is in the deck. 3 of Town Store. Path to the Peak fucking sucks, man. You're gonna need a way to bump that. Town Store is it. 9 count of Energies, perfectly fine. I think I was at like 10 or 11, and I went down to 9. 9 feels like the perfect sweet spot where like you have just enough energies to do anything you want. And that extra 2 slots could have been tools, which it now is. But yeah, deck is a ton of fun. I really recommend it. In the description is going to be the deck list that you can copy and paste into PTC's GL. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really, really appreciate all the support, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!